picture for this video. Happy to see it, Ashley. Ashley was actually one of the people who won the first place, the free intuition mentorship. So I'm happy to see your name first up here. Hit the thumbs up off the rip. The intuition mentorship, what are we talking about? What is it about? All right, we're taking for 8 weeks through 4 simple steps, helping you to learn how to better connect with your guides. Also understanding who are they, right? Each one of us have different guides. They're not going to be the same for each and every one of them. For me, it just happens to be animals, dragons, and elements. For her,
it's more like elemental energies, angels. It could be a ton.
they're not going to hear it. They can't hear you at all.
Well,
There's no microphone on you.
I'm sorry, just my throat isn't ready for this. I'm gonna cough.
Oh crap! Here we go. Okay. I was like, let me know if y'all can hear her or not. We have no microphone on us at the moment, so that is what it is. Want me to move this closer? We're gonna move our seat a little closer. So, meanwhile, Leo new moon. We're gonna get into it, but before we do, we want to invite you to the Abundant Reality Kickstart. Like I said, Ashley was one of the winners of that, so congrats. Shout out to her. All right, you got a little better angle there. Shout out to her. Second place is Sierra. Shout out to you. Third place, you know who you are as well. All right, Spiritual Souls coming in, Miss Courtney. So that's awesome. And Jordan.
Start London 23.
Absolutely.
Ooh, by the way, if you're seeing this, check your Instagram because all of the information is right there.
Boom, boom, boom. So, but to help you better understand it, as we get into the Leo new moon message, give you a prediction for all 12 zodiac signs. All right, from 1 to 12, we're going to give it to you, starting with Aries. Eileen's going to pull some cards for you. I'm going to go ahead and pull just one who's going to be the guide for this particular new moon. Understand that new moons are not something in a time that you want to really start doing things right away. It's a time to plant new seeds, but let those just be conscious thoughts. Let those be conscious ideas of what you're looking to implement in anywhere of Leo in your chart. You want to look anything, 5 degrees is the exact degree, okay? So each of those of you who are at 5 degrees, what's up, Elijah? You want to look at 5 degrees in your chart. I would say you want to go anywhere from 0 degrees of Leo in your chart up to about 10 degrees of Leo in your chart. Anything within that range is where you can look, whether it's your Jupiter, your Mercury, whatever. 5 degrees is the it. And if you want to extend that further, other placements that will be impacted is all the fixed signs. So that'll be Leo as well as Aquarius. That'll also be Scorpio and Taurus. Those of you will get hit the hardest. Thank you for that thumbs up. It's hotter than a mother. You feel it? You sweating already?
I'm starting to feel
I
it.
just started sweating. I'm like, yo, your boy cranking heat right now. All right. So Leo new moon message. All right. Early bird is going to end, so we want to give you that last heads up for this Abundant Reality Kickstart. August 1st.
That's 3 days from now.
That's 3 days from now. If you don't get in from then to then, okay, understand there's already people signed up in there. I don't even know. I think there's like 6 total. So if you don't get in before August 1st, you're going to get about a 28% increase. August 13th is when we start off. One, you're going to learn how to better connect with your personal guides, okay? They've been talking to you, and it's time for you not to have to get that message channeled through someone like Eileen or myself, for you to be able to channel that message yourself. Go through the healing required. I still go through this all the time for myself, so like no leader is ever excluded from this healing process, healing journey. It's infinite. If you ever hear somebody say, I've mastered this, tell them to shut the fuck up, okay? I hate when I hear that, especially from people that I even like and respect. It's like, stop, yo. We need to stop this mastered mentality. So go through the healing. If you're saying and you feel like you've mastered something, you probably need to be a part of this as well. And really start getting ready to apply it. Okay, apply it. It's great to talk about abundance, but like, what the hell is it? How do you apply it? All right, no more like heebie-jeebie law of attraction nonsense. All right, there's some application steps required. And then finally, go ahead and to conclude. Conclusions look like closing out some old doors. All right, so that the new doors can actually open to this abundant reality. So go ahead, check the pinned comment. You should see the abundant reality in there. Other than that, you want to pull a card for us? What are you doing over here? You just watching, chilling out, yo? Like, what are you doing, yo? Yo, she think this is a free ride, yo. Come on, son. Can we get a card? Can we get a card?
Well, you said you were gonna get the card.
Yo, I got the guy. I got the overall guide. Yo, you're being wild. This was your card, by the way. This was coming in for her, so this is not specifically for you. This is a ninth dimensional dragon, the Amoga dragon, primarily a feminine energy. Look at this solar system she's creating on the inside. So a lot of what's going on is we're getting ready to create and be a part of the lead for the new world, let's say, that golden age coming, which is right after we at work, which is right after, the third density humans, and we start letting go of our simple pleasures, if you will, and start really engaging with what are our more creative and unique habits, our more creative and unique skills, abilities, and talents. And that's everything Leo. On this Leo new moon, Leo is never energy to play with, okay? Where it's like, it is play, which is funny because you should play with it. But when I say don't play with it, I mean like, right now, the moon in Leo is at 20 degrees. As I make this message, Mercury in Leo at 20 degrees. This is us ready for the personal transformation on how will we be more ourselves with others, okay? In the most bold and courageous way. This is a time when you set these new intentions to think, what will I fail at doing? What is so big for me that I might fail? That might be you going to Antarctica, somewhere down here. If that's something you have as a dream and you think that it's really impossible, this is the type of energy you want to go down there and be a scientist.
What?
What the hell is that? Do you not hear that?
No.
You didn't hear that electricity? And then I saw water running. Where's that water even coming from? Did you pee your pants? I think she peed her pants.
I didn't pee my pants. Yeah, I don't know.
Did you hear that electricity? It just kind of like came from these crystals on my... I don't even know what the hell that was. Okay, so Leo new moon message. Go ahead and let us know what we need to know for this Leo new moon. Woo. You still didn't pick a card, yo. What are you doing?
So it's Seven of Chalices that is literally telling us to start thinking and manifesting, planning whatever it is that you want to do. This is a time to let yourself daydream about those things. What is the best possible outcome? Stop thinking if it's going to be possible or not, like linking this to a material reality. If it's something you want, whatever it is, don't limit yourself. Because you remember that you need to shoot for something that is bigger so you can actually get something that you're going to enjoy and not to settle for something like mediocre. So this is the energy for right now, and I've been saying this, every new moon is a time to recharge. It's time to plant the seeds, as Pernell said. It's just time to start planning ahead. So this is for this particular new moon. Start dreaming about what is it that you want to do. I'm gonna ask also like what is the obstacle? Ooh.
Uh-oh. The obstacle is water. The obstacle try to land in the water.
The obstacle is the Queen of Wands, which is not feeling safe to act. So, what is your environment looking like right now? So it's maybe someone not agreeing with your project. Maybe there is a person that is making you feel like what you're doing is dumb or not worth it. You need to start creating this safe environment for yourself so you can, yeah, that was a confirmation. You need to start creating a safe environment for yourself to act. So you need to start putting yourself into this, put yourself with people that are actually supporting you. So you can actually start doing stuff when it is time. The path forward, what is the next like baby step? What the fuck is going on with my car? Sorry, what is the next?
She's going through it. Y'all see her right now? She's so discombobulated. What is going on with your life right now?
I don't know.
Yo, I swear, like, she just randomly just, like, started. I don't even know what's going on. Souls of the Wind Tarot, shout out to you. Our third place contestant in the challenge for the Abundant Reality. So go ahead and check that out. I just dropped it in the chat again. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what is the next baby step that you need to do? And it's a Four of Chalices, which is telling us literally to recharge. So understand, I mean, we've been saying this in so many ways, and in so many ways it's been coming this message again and again and again. It's really just time to recharge, rest, think, plan, and you can start acting until the path is safe, until everything is sure, until it is actually time to do the work. So it would be like fruitless trying to start something right now. I would say to start to don't actually do any of the steps until you're sure of what's the path, what is your plan, and this most likely will be in the Lionsgate portal.
August 8th, that Lionsgate portal is coming. So right now, what do you know? I want you to type in the chat because I like to get everybody engaged. What is a small step that you can take as you just plant seeds? Notice that when you plant seeds, you're not doing the work to harvest the seed yet. You understand what I'm saying? When you plant the seed, you're just planting the seed. There's a process where it needs to be watered, it needs to wait, you need to let the sun hit it, where none of that requires your effort, right? So what's the small step that you can do in the middle of your rest? That's how you can maximize this little new moon energy. And as we get ready to go into it, can you tell us what's your small step?
My small step is to recover and really just recover all of my energy. I have been needing more rest. I feel it, so I'm just surrendering myself to it. Like if I need to sleep, I'll just go to sleep. If I need to go lighter on my exercises, like physical training exercises, then I will allow myself to do that, because there will be a time when I wouldn't allow myself to do this. Like I would just try to go harder and harder and stay awake and try to actively do a million things, but also understanding that this is a time to rest. It's a very important step too. So that is the small step that I am taking right now.
I just found it. I was looking for something. I finally found it. I was like, did this guy disappear? So in the chat, definitely let us know as well, whether you watch this live on replay, hit the thumbs up. I want to say thank you. Okay. So this is, I've been fasting and drinking a lot of water, just flowing. You want to comment on that?
Yeah, that's actually one of the best things that you can do right now. Truly just replenishing yourself. Like your body knows what it needs, and if it's water, that's also related to letting your intuition and all of everything that comes with the feminine side to rest and recharge too, because we're gonna step into a very intuitive season too. So you need to start understanding how it feels like for you, and if you let it rest, if you let it sit, if you meditate, then it's gonna come easier.
Absolutely. So, this is really talking about source healing. This is one of the blue dragons from Pleiades. Okay, the guidance here with this dragon, first off, it has 33 petals. Okay, and it's talking about 33 petals of like Christ light, Christ healing kind of thing, Christ light. Really helping us to transform during something called, in a sense, source healing, being downloaded to the masters of the Pleiades energy. So we know Pleiades enough to know that they are one of the active, let's say, energy sources and races that help us to go through energetic transmissions where we're upgrading frequencies. All right, we're upgrading our frequencies in a way that actually allows us to embrace stepping into the 4D, into the 5D. Okay, how to handle with nosebleeds. Why does that sound so familiar to me?
Because I have those.
And the girl just had one today, and she's playing dodgeball.
Yeah,
she's playing
true.
dodgeball.
Well, that was.
I've been seeing
that was an
nosebleeds lately.
injury.
That's super strange. But go ahead. You know what that's about?
That's usually like overthinking. It's like if we go to the emotional reason, it's because you're overthinking things, and literally your brain cannot hold on to all of that information. Physically, this happens when the blood vessels are swollen, so they can't handle the blood anymore, and they just burst, and that's why we have the nosebleeds. So when we go into a metaphysical level, to an emotional level, it means that you're literally overthinking things. So when we say that you need to plan ahead, it doesn't mean to overthink. It's two different separate things. Like you need to plan in order to be strategic about the things that you're gonna do, how you're gonna do them, and not just act randomly, and start starting a project here and starting a project there and doing the steps all in different order because it's not gonna work. So there's a fine line between doing this and overthinking it, like, maybe if I do this, if I do that, and start like self-sabotaging you and self-doubting yourself or your projects. So I would take a look into that. Or in that, just keep drinking a lot of water and start noticing all your mental patterns, because that's really what it is. Once you start catching up that what exactly it is that you're doing, it's going to be much easier to handle it.
So, as we get into the 12 zodiac readings, we need you to drop your rising sign, whether in the chat live now or even on the follow-up in the replay. Drop what your rising sign is. Put your effort and emphasis on the rising sign. From there, I am a big fan of adding your progressed rising sign. So you can even sit there and make that note. What's your progressed rising sign? What's your current rising sign? I prioritize those two, okay? And then I also do understand it, what it is for my sun sign as well, especially if you don't know your rising. Your sun would be the next best. But, excuse me, I do put it primarily in the rising energy. And I kind of still include the sun sign energy, and I just pick and choose what really is fitting for my scenario based off of those 3 reports. So check in, hit the thumbs up. Last thing before the message, this is really helping us to go through the source healing, okay? Lighten up higher frequencies by actually using blue rose, the blue rose energy of this dragon, to light up the 12 chakras. Now notice I said 12. I said 12 chakras. The majority of us are familiar with the 7 chakras. I need to do more brushing up with the 12 altogether, to be honest. But they do exist. So there are more than the 7. This is where we're stepping out of this 3D to everything more and beyond. All right. So the advice that this dragon kind of gives is to actually relax. Like everything we've been saying is actually to relax. Blue is a calm color, right? All right. And it invites you to touch it. Invite it to touch you, and accept any energy that it brings you. It also suggests that you can use this beautiful blue plate in energy and healing under the law of grace to others, okay? And that, I think, is critical right now, because Leo season is about being graceful, being royal, but again, it's in the interpersonal signs of others. It does say you can direct this source energy to a person or a situation, okay? So when you're looking to grace others and activate that blue rose in your heart, you can direct that source healing to others or a situation. So Eileen's gonna do the rest of the pulling on her own personal behalf. We're gonna start Aries predictions. You're going through a 5th house. Aries, I am in Aries. I have a bunch of it. You all know that. Okay, Aries, 5th house is another fire house. Leo is another fire partner. Okay, what's going on, Jasmine? What's going, Elijah, Courtney? Good to see you all. Thanks for those thumbs up. Aries, your 5th house. Somebody tag this, timestamp this. If you watch this on replay, please and thank you. With the 5th house being another fire house, Aries, you being a fire sign, the sun, the moon, the Mercury, all in Leo right now. Sun, moon, and Mercury, all in Leo right now. What's nice is I have bugs on me. Yo, this junk is annoying.
I told him that seed was nasty.
These bugs they're like crawling on me. It's annoying.
Yeah, that's why I'm literally sitting on a table.
I prefer the table.
Yeah.
So can we do the cards here? Maybe we do the cards on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in this seat over there, and the bugs are just like, they're ripping me up, making me itchy. Okay, here we go. Jesus, I feel like I'm like infested right now.
You have nothing. I'm watching you. You have
nothing. No. But you know when you first get touched by a bug, it's just going.
It's just something here.
Shut the hell up.
I'm sorry. No, you have something here. The hell is that? Ew, that's mine.
What the hell is this? Okay. Aries, 5th house. Aries, you are one of the in my personal opinion, and this could be biased or not, but I don't really believe so. I think that anybody really takes it into account. Aries, you're the most creative sign in the zodiac. Okay? Why? And it's my personal opinion. You're 0 to 2 years old. I don't know anything more creative than an infant. In all sincerity. The big difference is you're not in a baby's body anymore, right? If you're listening to this and you're actually comprehending it, you're in an adult's body. So Aries, what this looks like is you actually being even bolder, if that's even possible, even bolder. When you put this in the 5th house of creative expression, you're being asked to think about what project actually excites you that you might actually fail. If I think about this for me myself, this might honestly look like taking singing classes. In all sincerity, taking singing classes is like a bolder, scarier challenge for me. I actually really enjoy singing. And I've always enjoyed creative artists, performances, whether it's opera or going to see an art play or something like that. But I want to be involved in creating my own play. So Aries, like for me, this might be a prime example, like actually doing and creating a play that can be a fun way to look at social injustices, right? And highlight certain themes even through using humor. For me, that might be like a bigger way to go. When it comes to this new moon in Leo and Lionsgate coming all around creativity and being bold enough and confident enough to do it, what I'm going to ask of you, Aries, is to actually make sure you get disciplined enough, okay, so that you can do the Virgo mundane day-to-day task and set yourself up some sort of a structure. For me, that, like in this instance, could look like actually going to see a voice coach that can help me sing, that can help me tune my voice. Like Michael Jackson, for example, he had to tune his voice. His voice is very, very deep, but he's doing it, right? But he had to train that, where he's talking like that all the time. His voice coach trained him to talk at that high pitch all the time, where eventually became what his normal voice was. But his real voice is just deep. So, Aries, singing is obviously more and above beyond just that one example. This can be your creative projects. It's about going bigger and bolder, okay? And I want to say that for you. You have a card for Aries?
Yeah. I want to say that whatever project it is, you are blessed because the card that I have is the sun. So it's actually about blessings.
Where you're exalted at, baby!
Yeah, it's about blessings that everything, anything that you decide to do right now, especially if it's this creative project, the Leo sun is gonna reward it very, very good. Yeah, all I see is like blessings, very good things coming to you right now. Of course, this is if you actually put yourself to work and do something about it. So just be rest assured that anything that you put your mind to is gonna be successful and fruitful for you.
Boom. Absolutely. Anybody watching this for Taurus, this is a good time. Please, Taurus, do hit the timestamp on this. Taurus, you're going through the 4th house. Taurus, you are a foundational sign. Family is the 4th house. Being emotionally supportive of people in the family. This is a Leo new moon giving you finally the courage and the boldness to start being more, I want to say, emotionally present and aware with how to push forward in a new season in the family's dynamic. A new season of how you support even your own creative projects, how you support being bold and confident, and even more charitable. Taurus, is what I'm getting is like, how do you support from a feminine energy, which you are, people in your family dynamic in a more charitable way, where you're being more graceful, even more of a humanitarian, if you will, but for a family member, where you're becoming the support system. I swear I think I have a bug bite on my back. It's annoying the hell out of me. Okay, but Taurus, for me, this is what this looks like. There's way more happening for you, Taurus, than you can consciously be aware of. Okay, the upgrades that you're getting is hitting you more than probably anybody else because you have Uranus, which is stronger than Leo in the sky right now. Okay, you have Uranus in Taurus. You have the North Node, our entire collective destiny, in Taurus. You also have another planet in Taurus, which is Uranus, North Node. I'm blanking out. Mars, sorry, you have Mars in Taurus. So you're actually taking action on these things as well. So the Leo new moon for you, especially as you step into the Lion's Gate for 8/8, it really is about you not being so selfish. Okay, not only worried about the things that you have, but how can you support the people you love in a divine feminine way with the things that you have, all right? And just tuning into being very charitable within that entire process. What you got?
I have the Four of Swords in reverse, which is actually ignoring your personal needs. So
So maybe even within the family.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think this is a call for reevaluating where your energy is going to. This is something more emotional communication, everything that has to do with transport. Yeah, it's not an emotional state. It's not that you're overdoing something in an emotional way. It's just something that you're not doing from an intellectual side. Maybe you are spending too much time clearing everybody else's projects in a logical way, that you're neglecting your own. So this is just like the warning. You need to figure this out for yourself and to put yourself first in these things. I'm not saying that you should neglect your family or your friends, not at all. Like, you should definitely help them in whatever you can, but putting yourself first, like understanding that you cannot give what you don't have. So first fulfill your own needs, and then you can give back.
Can I see this? I think it's ironic that it's a 4 and Taurus is going through the 4th house.
Yeah, I do think that it's about family or a very, very, very close friends. Like literally friends that you consider family.
And the source is communication in some ways, right?
Yeah, and intellect.
Communications and intellect.
Yeah, but it was in reverse, so it is putting others before yourself.
There's something here. I almost wish that I can come back for Taurus because there's something here that's like tingling in my mind, but it's not entirely clear yet. But actually it is. It just got clear. Okay, ready? Because Taurus, you have Uranus, Mars, and the North Node, which is all in your first house. The first house is the self. So she's right on point, right? And I feel like the conflicting energy of this new moon, mind you, it takes 6 months. So this is time that has to go forward, right? This new moon is not going to take place. Things aren't going to come to fruition today. It takes 6 months for a new moon to hit the full moon that comes later. And so when you add Leo energy is about being yourself, but in the involvement of others. So it's like, how do you really be yourself, even in those family dynamics? How do you support yourself and still be able to be charitable and support others? I think this is a lot of what it's kind of coming into, and a lot of what it comes down to is communication. So I can give you a prime example for me and myself. I had to communicate with a Taurus recently, okay, within the family dynamic, where it was like that communication just had to happen because there was a lot of miscommunication, right? And so when it really comes down to it, it's like 5th house, Leo, is about being your most unique self while not necessarily disregarding the advice or the understanding that other people are involved in this process called life. And so when I hear this, it's back to what she says. It kind of clarified. It's because you have Mars in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, and the North Node. Collectively, you're being required to still be selfish, but not be selfish. It's almost like I'm getting the dichotomy of the two. It's like, it's just knowing when to be which, okay? Which is no real rule of thumb. You got to find that for yourself. How do you support yourself and support others? How do you not become overly greedy and just only support yourself with what you have? And how do you actually support others, your family, with what you have as well? Gemini, number 3. You are? 3rd house?
Gemini, 3rd house, yeah.
Gemini's 3rd house. Thank you. Hit the thumbs up, hit the likes button. Okay, while you're here, I want to say vibes. Thank you so much. I see you, Souls of the Wind Tarot. All right. I did just drop right here Eileen's Instagram. So go ahead and check that out if you have not yet. All right. Also check her YouTube channel. She has one.
Yeah, thank you. Please go check it. Everything. I go by Iris Connection by Eileen in most of my social media, if not all.
Gemini rising, you must start being bold when it comes to how you're using your social media. How are you communicating with others and sharing what you think? Gemini is I think. For Gemini, you have such clever and adaptable thoughts. and ideas. But it's asking you to go ahead and take a bold step into how do you create? Because Leo could be like, I create, I play. So it's like, how do you play? How do you play and create with others and share what you think? So like both of her and I have Gemini risings in a way. I'm a progressed Gemini rising, she's natal. And it's like, I think it's a prime example you might be able to give for yourself of like, where do you need to be bold in your own media efforts and how you communicate?
Yeah, it's literally about wishes. I already have the card, and it makes a lot of sense. It's the Nine of Chalices. Like, this is the traditional wishes. This is the card for wishes coming true. So if I think about that, it's about the communication, everything that I know, everything that I want to express, and the community that I want to build. These are all my creative projects right now. So it really takes a lot of place in media, in social media. Like I really need this this Leo light shining on myself because this is my creative project, and I, I don't know whatever it is to you, but it is about a project that is about communicating something, about sharing something from yourself. So give yourself time to understand what is that you wish, and understanding that I think this is what I was saying at the beginning, that it's really about making wishes right now. Do not block yourself with thoughts, with logical thoughts, like I wish I could be a millionaire, but I know that I won't because of the economy. And then no, just get with that first wish and stick to it, because this is what's gonna be giving you the power to actually manifest something. If it's not that exact same thing, it would be something much better even. So give yourself time and permission to do this wish for yourself, and understand that it is going to come true. Maybe not in the way that you would think about
Or
it.
believe.
Yeah.
Nine. Go ahead.
Yeah. But it's definitely something that is gonna come true in a way that's gonna be the most beneficial for you, even if you don't understand it like right now.
Thank you. Hit the thumbs up. Timestamp that. If somebody's watching this on the replay for Gemini, I want to say vibes. Lulu, shout out to you for being vulnerable in the chats about your Taurus story, about almost abandoning yourself and realizing you don't for your family, but realizing you don't have to abandon yourself for your family. You can do both. You can treat yourself and treat them. I see you're a Scorpio rising, very aligned with your readings. Super dope. We're gonna get to Scorpio sooner than soon. For anything else and anybody else, what I want to say is if you didn't catch the contest, we have put it in the email list. We put it out there. So somebody already won this first, second, third place for the Abundant Reality. We already announced those winners. Okay, the early bird is ending for the Abundant Reality Kickstart on August 1st. That's 3 days away. So if you didn't know about it for the contest, you can check the email list, because we're going to be getting more and more active on that, especially as we get into our home base back in Guadalajara, Mexico. Okay, so we're here still in Orlando for a couple more days. Actually, the same day that the early bird ends, the same day we fly out back to Mexico going home. So with that said, go ahead, sign up for the email list. You'll get a free PDF involved with it as well, which is dope. It'll be about astrology, numerology, a little bit more. But you'll be able to get those early heads up and be able to enter these contests, because I'm going to be doing more and more giveaways, especially as the live keeps growing, these channels keep growing. And so you would have caught that. Somebody won a free mentorship. Courtney's in the chat. She won third place. I think she got about 33% off, even off the early bird, which is wild. And then Sierra, I was actually in a completely different Zoom call with her this morning. Random. I didn't think she was going to be there. And she had got 55% off of that early bird. How to connect with your guides, short term. Answer. How to go through the healing required, okay? To be able to really apply, which is the third step. What you've learned, what the guidance is telling you, what your intuition is going with. We all have the intuitive hints and hits, right? But it's like, how many of us are actually acting on it and trusting in it? That's a whole different story. Finally, how to go through the conclusions. How do you close those past doors? That's one of the hardest part, right? We always like to keep that boyfriend or girlfriend in the picture. We always like to keep that ex or that abusive person in the picture. That we always like to keep something that is holding us back in the picture. So the conclusion is one of the biggest parts. All right. That said, we're on number 4, which is Cancer. Cancer is 4th house. That's not possible.
Gemini was third.
Gemini is 3rd.
And
Cancer is 2nd.
And Aries was 5.
Yeah, Cancer is 2nd. Cancer is 2nd. My bad. So Cancer, your second house, she has a Cancer second. Naturally, all Gemini risings do, standardly. So what I'm getting for Cancer, well, the Leo new moon, okay. Second house, it's about how are you going to be bold about what your home looks like. Okay, you got a whole drop. You got a whole load that just came out. Okay. Cancer, like, you understand what you need. You understand your basic needs about the home that you need, the home that you require. Okay. But not only just the home, but you've learned a lot from your family dynamics as Cancer season just passed. Venus in Cancer is still there. So it's really forcing you to value certain aspects, okay, about everything money related and self-worth. There's a new worth that has been born for you, Cancer, all right? And now you're actually feeling like you're brave enough, ready enough, bold enough to say, look, I have the money for the things that make me feel secure. You're recognizing right now that there's these non-negotiables. And so I want everybody in the chat right now to list one non-negotiable for you yourself. Thank you for those thumbs up. I'm going to tell you one of those non-negotiables for me. And it's been recent. I have a lot of Cancer in my chart. And one of these non-negotiables is I'm never going to change the temperature, my personal temperature. When I walk into a room, if I'm hot or if I'm cold, I'm going to be my temperature. My external environment will never again shift what I say, how I say it, okay, or why I do what I do. I am a naturally hot person. I do have a naturally big personality. And I had to be honest, and this is for my Cancers as well, about the Leo new moon, and put these manifestations in. Be honest about your non-negotiables. I will never again go ahead and change or alter my temperature when I walk into a room. If it bothers somebody else, I am now accepting that it's just gonna have to bother them, because it's not worth me betraying my own self-esteem anymore, okay? To go ahead, and this is officially a new non-negotiable. I will not change the temperature, my temperature. I do not care how it makes the next person feel. This whole empath thing, especially with Cancers, that they understand the emotions of others and stuff like that very easily. Understanding somebody else's emotions and what might bother them is no longer an excuse for you to make yourself smaller, okay? And so I want to say, put in the chat, what is your non-negotiable? Type that out. Help everybody in the chat. You might be surprised in what ways you help the next person. What you got?
I have for you the Knave of Chalices in reverse, which is about getting yourself too much into this fantasy world. This is actually speaking to me about money issues. Like, yes, it's okay to live in abundance and to stop living from a scarcity point of view, but you also have to be mindful about what you actually have and don't have. So, if you know that you don't have yet all of the resources to go on a shopping spree, then you cannot spend what you don't have yet. So try to be mindful about this. It's all about creating balance, a secure balance about everything, what you want and what is in yet or not. So be mindful of this fantasy world that you're living in. Again, it's okay to fantasize, especially this season is calling you to do that. But be mindful of your actual material resources. Don't be spending them like carelessly, because it's gonna hurt you in the long run. So be careful with that. This is the warning that I'm having. Like, they're shouting to me to be mindful about the money. So someone in this chat has Cancer somewhere that this message really needs to go through. Hi, Elisha.
What's up, Elijah? What's up, Shireen?
So yeah, for someone on you in this chat, be mindful about your money resources.
I'm gonna give you a prime example, and it can come down to your resource, the things you have, right? The things you own. It could be as simple as, when I was coming to meet some of her family, I had matches, right? Like, I had new packs of matches, and Eileen was like, "Do we have more matches, or are you giving away all the matches?" And it's something that I had to recognize for myself. I have a Mars in Cancer, so the actual actions that I take, which are sometimes more unconscious, is taking care of the needs of others while sacrificing the needs for myself. And I had to really start pausing on that, because the problem was with that, I was pouring from an empty cup, right? And so it's almost like I couldn't get up enough, where it's like I'm giving somebody my last matches, and it's just an example, but it's a real life example. where I'm not even checking, do I have these matches to give away? Or when I need to light my next candle, when I'm in desperate need, quote unquote, to do some candle magic or something like that, will I actually have the matches to light it? Or will I have to go ahead and betray it? So Cancer, what I'm getting to follow up with that is, with the things you have, your resources, including your self-worth and your money, okay, and the things you own, because money is not the only resource, it's really saying, be very careful of where you're being subjective, because Cancer is one of the most subjective signs. I like to do things on Mars and Cancer based off of how I feel. But how I feel isn't always logical. It's not always appropriate for every scenario, okay? I have to make sure I tone it back and realize that, like, feeling the pain, feeling the emotion of others is not a requirement to act on providing a service or providing something just based off of I feel like this sucks, right? Or I feel like they'll benefit from this, especially if it's gonna hurt me in return. This is where we have to start pulling from a cup that's overflowing. This is where you need to go ahead and make sure you get involved in this abundant reality, okay? I'm gonna drop it in the chat one more time here. I'm gonna say, if you hit this, hit the timestamp, okay? Can't pour from an empty cup. What's up, Jasmine? I want you to hit the timestamp. Anybody watching this on replay, for where the Cancer lies. You already pulled the card. Where we at? Where we at?
Leo.
The stars of the show.
The stars of the show.
First house. Leo, you're in the first house. So I did just drop the abundant reality. Go ahead and check it. You'll see an itinerary from week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, early bird does end August 1st. So go ahead and make sure you check that out. There's about 6 people or so in it at the time being, which is dope. Thank you all to you. Thank you to the contest winners. All right. Leo, you like to be first. Okay? So you're in the first house, Leo. You love to be first. Right now, you got the sun in Leo. You got the moon in Leo at 20 degrees. Psychological transformation happening. But it's conjunct exact with Mercury in Leo at 20 degrees. Okay, Leo, first off, this looks like a bold new world. This looks like a bold new beginning. And how you identify yourself, how you come up with this new character role that you're going to play in life, okay? This looks like you going through a new hairdo, Leo. This looks like you changing up the style of clothing that you're wearing, Leo. This looks like you coming into your more authentic personality. You are, if you were prior, afraid to be your full self. Again, I give this example with me as an Aries. I will no longer change my temperature. If I walk in the room at 90 degrees, but I realize that 5 people around me need to be 60 degrees, I'm going to stay at 90 degrees. They're going to have to suffer. It's not my intention, but I can no longer sit there and shift for them. Leo, for you, this is a part of your natural nature. This is a part of your natural DNA, right? It's like you are no longer submitting to anything less than your full expression, the full identity of who and what you are. And it's about you actually doing what feels scary, but you know you desire, okay? Taking care of not only your basic needs and wants, but also your desires of who am I going to be now. I know who I was, but I know who I am. Leo, at the 20 degrees, if you listen to this right now, you went through a psychological transformation, okay? Tremendous psychological transformation. You were being forced to address what dark issues were around you, and you are officially transmuting that dark energy into light.
So for you, I do have the Three of Chalices in reverse, which is about some kind of disappointment, an emotional disappointment. This can actually be because of the changes that you're having. So people around you are not going to be happy because practically you're taking the light away from them. So understand that anyone that needs to go is going to go, and this is for your greater good. So understand that I'm not saying that it's not going to be painful, because it probably can be. I feel like this is someone close to you, so it probably will be painful. But understand that you do have to put yourself first. All of your beliefs, all of your creative projects, everything that you've been unlocking to get up until this point is something that's worth defending. So do not try to change yourself. Do not try to diminish your light, just because not everyone is on board with that. So just be aware that you're going to have this deception, this disappointment, but understand that you have to go through it, and that you're meant to shine right now.
Yeah, I want to make note of this ring of fire, but how almost how bold it is. There's so much like watery blue, light, calm type spiritual watery energy. You know what I mean? Like psychic type energy. But there's this one ring of fire. There's one fire that sticks out in the entire card, and this is tribe, right? But notice that there's only 2 women in the middle inside of that fire, and there's one outside, and there's 3 more floating up and above, right? So I think that kind of plays into that energy where, again, this card did come in reverse, but I really want to highlight that fire. Those 2 women on the inside, whatever it is, they're praising something, okay? And they don't seem too bothered by that one woman who's outside the fire or the others that are floating up, aka that floated up and out of your circle of friends, that floated up and out of your community, your tribe. You adopting to a more unique tribe is just a requirement, and it might cost you something, right? Especially emotionally. It might feel like it sucks up front, but on the back end, you're gonna win. I do want to remind you of what was the one dragon guiding this entire reading, and it was source healing, okay? We all just got out of Cancer season. So the deep wound healings, the ancestral healings, okay, the generational healings that we're undergoing, they're still undergoing. Like, let's not get, it ain't an overnight thing. It doesn't matter if most of the Cancer's out of the sky. First off, Venus is still in Cancer, all right? 12th house.
Here we go.
Virgo. Virgo, you don't want to be here. Virgo risings, okay, Virgo suns, Virgo placements. You don't want to be in the 12th house. My Virgo was in the 10th house naturally. My progressed moon is in Virgo. And for me, it's in the 4th house. What the service looks like to the family, how to be unconditional with it, having to sacrifice and surrender things, okay, within family dynamics. I can tell you this is already happening with me, right? I've been meeting a lot of Eileen's family. It's not the most comfortable. It's been a very tough time frame, okay? With all that said, it's like, it ain't about me. And this is the sincerity, right? What's up, Shally? Jasmine, good to see you. Virgo, in all sincerity, it's like 12th house for you while being in a Leo new moon is about how are you going to be charitable and service driven, service orientated, which is very natural for you. But at the same time, how are you going to do it? Damn, this is really tough, actually. This is really tough. It's kind of like, stop. Give me a quick insight based off what you got there on that card, because this is like a ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, this is a ooh-wee.
Yeah, this is the 7 of Swords. It is about things being out of place. So this is literally a time for you to do what's your best gift, and it's organizing. Organizing what it's not in place. This is something like logical, something intellectual. It's something that you personally feel that is not organized. So mind you, it doesn't have to be like a real life, I don't know, disaster. Like it doesn't mean like your house is not tidy. You know, it's more like disorderly, like someone taking. Oh no, I'm getting it now. It's someone taking how do you see when you do something, like for example at work,
Somebody takes advantage of it?
No, you're doing something at work, like you have a project, an idea, and then someone comes in and presents it as theirs.
Yeah, taking advantage of.
No, well, that's not the word that I'm
But
looking for.
I know what you're saying, and I don't have the exact way you're trying to say it.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
But it is that. Like, just take this example. It's literally something, an idea, a project, an organization of some sort, and somebody's taking the credit for you. They're taking away that credit from you.
Yeah, so kind of what I'm getting for 12th house. 12th house is loss and surrender in a way, but it's like, if somebody's taking that credit, if you will, somebody's hijacking your idea or taking the credit, right? It's like,
thank you, Elijah.
Understand that while Leo New Moon is here, this takes 6 months to actually manifest on you understanding what this was about. So the answer, this is why, like, even in the beginning when I first saw it, I was like, what the hell is this? I don't even know.
Yeah, no, it took a second. Like,
It took a second. I'm like, what
yeah.
the hell is this about? I don't know.
But you know, honestly, like, I need to do it. I need to start just talking about it, and then I will get the clarity talking.
Plagiarizing. Thank you.
Plagiarizing.
Thank you. So that's the perfect word, Jasmine. So what this is like, 12th house is about doing things and not looking for anything in return. Okay? So it doesn't feel good to get plagiarized, right? It doesn't feel good to have your work stolen and being credit being given to somebody other than you. Virgo, this is the reality. You are the seams to reality. I say this all the time. Without you, the entire world falls apart at the seams. So my point behind saying that is like, this is about you starting to realize from now and 6 months later that Leo is proud about that work. It's proud about its ability to organize. It's proud about its ability to bring organization to chaos, which is your best gift, Leo. Virgo. Virgo, your best gift is looking at all the chaos around and being able to organize it. But I feel like this is about you owning the fact that you the ish. Like, people really need you. The world really needs you. But you're not very open and loud, quote unquote, as Leo, and brave and bold. This is about you being more brave and bold about what's yours, so that this plagiarism doesn't continue, okay? So that people taking the credit for your unique gifts and ability does not continue. You understand what I'm saying? So it may take that time in the 6 months from then to now, but it's saying, what can you do how can you more boldly own your contribution to the world and overall collective suffering? How can you take more ownership, okay, of what you have brought and put into the world? That is how you're gonna win. And if you be bold and confident in this manner and realize that your charity, as much as you do it from the heart, it's okay to take credit. Too humble sometimes, too humble all the time. And then you hide Virgo, you hide the rest with the pettiness. You have to realize that if you're being petty about a certain thing, it's because you're hiding the fact that you're mad about how you were underappreciated. All right.
Scorpio?
If you resonate with that, give me a thumbs up. Somebody timestamp that if you watch the Virgo message. Scorpio? Somebody in here was a Scorpio rising?
Oh, no, it's Libra.
Libra. Scorpio's next. Whoever the Scorpio is in the chat is like, me.
Yeah, I've been having Scorpio on my mind.
Libra, 11th house. You love being here. We've been watching the Friends show, and Rachel, we've discovered that she is a Taurus, but thank you for the Virgo message. She is a Taurus, but we know she has strong Libra placements.
Yeah.
All right.
Super strong.
So when you look at Rachel and Friends, it's like she understands how to use those friendships in a way that essentially gives her things. I like to make a joke about Libra, and Libra is like, Libra gets everything they want without paying for it. Libra gets everything they want, and they don't have to pay nothing.
Yeah, I have a Libra, and it's just like that. Like she's constantly just, and she asks in such a way that you don't even realize.
You don't even realize.
Yeah, I watched her with her mom, and she's like, "Mom, can you take me out to lunch?" Just like that, so boldly. But she asks in a way where you don't feel like she's asking for too much. Like, oh no, yeah, it's fair. I shall take you out. It's a pleasure for me to do it for you.
So Libra, you're in 11th house. This is about you being taking the example she just gave and realizing, especially for my Libra risings, right? Because like Libra as a natural archetype, you have this ability, you're very well polished in it. Now Libra risings, you're rising to be that. She has a Libra rising as a progressed sign just this year. So it's a prime example. It's about learning how to be more confident and bold in the fact that this is one of your gifts. 11th house is hopes and dreams as well as aspirations. So Libras, I'm asking you to go ahead and type in the chat, what are your hopes and your dreams? What are your aspirations? what friendships and connections can help you get closer to something that actually scares you. This Leo new moon is all about, and this Lionsgate portal coming on August 8th is all about recognizing what are the things that scares you, about asking your friends for to help you move forward and progress. Because like I said, a Libra is naturally great at this. A Libra rising is learning how they can engage these friendships, engage these networks, engage these connections, engage their ability to be socially polished so that their hopes and their dreams can come true. So what I got for you is, for my Libra risings, go ahead and be bolder and ask yourself, what scares me? What can I ask of my friends that scares me, but it gets me closer to my dreams?
Yeah, and actually the message that I have for you is that you should encourage all of your friends, because that's gonna get back to you eventually. So help them express themselves in whatever ways that you can. Just be encouraging for them. Whatever they believe in, their intuition, their mostly like an emotional cheerleader for your friends. This is gonna bring you back a lot of things in return too, because you're gonna be the one person that believed in them where no one else did. So even if you want to look at this in a selfish way, you're going to be winning by sharing with others and helping them expressing themselves. This is the King of Chalices, by the way. I don't know if I said it. I was just too too emotional about it. But yeah.
Gang, gang, gang. I see the thumbs up. I see the target mark. Thank you for hitting that. Scorpio. Here we go. Where we at?
Finally, Scorpio.
Did you guys move into your new spot? No, we have 3 days before we fly out back to Mexico.
Almost. We're close.
Yes. Soon. Thank you for the love. Let those tears drop. Scorpio, anybody watching this on replay, go ahead. Hit me with the timestamp. I want to say thank you. Okay. Oh, hey, what's up? Who is that? Hala Hassan. Wow, I love your name. Your name is so beautiful, Hala. Super beautiful. What's up, girl? Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Shally, as well. Okay, Scorpio, 10th house. You love this. Okay, I am a Scorpio rising. I love this. 6 months from now, on this Leo new moon, when it talks about a career progression, something that's more bold, more where you're taking a grand initiative, okay? Stepping out of the fixed energy of Scorpio, where in your career, Scorpios, I got a lot in here right now, I know it, so I want to ask you, where in your career, did you hear
Yes.
that? What the fuck?
Weird.
I was like, what the hell is that? Yeah, oh my God. Okay, I thought it was only me. Scorpio, where have you been fixated on a single career path? And you're not allowing yourself to be bold and take a new initiative into something that will be, in a sense, more generous. I'm getting generous. I don't know why generous. Because I don't think it's necessarily just about money, but about more where you can have when you can amplify your reputation. Okay, when I think 10th house is reputation, it is social status. Where and how can you amplify that social reputation, amplify that social status? Because Leo likes to make things bigger. 10th house is hitting you, right? And so for my Scorpio risings, it's looking like with everything happening, it's because Uranus is in the sky. Uranus is, okay, this is your partnerships. So I'm a Scorpio rising, right? And so like this is my partner, prime example. Uranus is in Taurus, the North Node, our collective destiny in Taurus, Mars in Taurus. What actions are you taking with your partner? I know that for Scorpio risings, your partner was going through a 12th house transit, I believe. No, that was for Gemini specifically. But your partners were going through the type of moment where they're like going through a spiritual awakening. They're going through like a whole Kundalini rebirth, where it's like who they are today is like not who they're going to be in 5-6 months from now. And so Scorpio, it's about you doing energy management as a part of it. How are you managing the energy of you and your intimate partner in a way that will pay dividends later? Where up front, it's probably going to cost you something, likely energy, attention, something else. But on the back end, they're going to be a part of the expansion to your career. They're going to be a part of the explosion, literally, of the career. This initiation that you're taking now is the seeds that's necessary to plant. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It could be a business partner, and it can also be a friendship, okay? Because Uranus is activating your 7th house. Taurus, I'm sorry, is activating your 7th house and Uranus and the North Node, right? So it's like there is something energetically that you are putting into your partnership which will pay back later in about 6 months from now, and your career will be completely unrecognizable. But the beautiful thing is it will be much more authentic to the type of passionate work that you want to do.
And for you, I have the devil. So this is speaking about doing something that goes against your beliefs. And yeah, I'm getting the vibes that it might be something that has to do with your partner. So don't be aware of this fine line, because there's something that's called support, but there's something else like very different that's about just disregarding yourself completely and going blindly just with your partner's beliefs. You have to understand that you have to be true to yourself first. So reevaluate all of these beliefs that are going that are playing right now into your reality, and understand that yes, you can be supportive, but also understanding that you need to believe in yourself first. Put yourself and your beliefs first.
Yeah, I vibe with that. I can see that for myself. I've been having to come across that as a Scorpio rising for myself. I'm like, you know, if it comes to like, look, I wake up early, I need to go to the gym. You know, if I need to do my breath work. She's been going through a lot of rest lately. Like she's been in a more rest 12th house transit, and I'm like, I have to keep doing what I got to do in the meanwhile, right? So Scorpio rising, like I know for Scorpios is like intimacy is so important, okay, for us that we can take on the energy almost like, I don't want to say wrongfully, but like in a way like inappropriately, in a way that like we sacrifice ourselves, where you get too caught up in the sauce, where instead the best thing that you can do for your partner is to go off and continue your mission and realize that that's a source of motivation and inspiration in the meanwhile. So that's kind of what I'm getting. So be careful of the temptation to be overly intimate, to be intimate to the point where it becomes toxic and poisonous. Vibes. Hit the thumbs up.
Capricorn?
Capricorn.
No,
Sag, thank you. Sag is for the new moon in Leo as you step into, oh God, Sag energies, you are trining, okay? You are trining other, yeah, that hit me like a brick. That thing came out, it hit me in my thigh. Yo, so Sag, you're the hips. In her cards, she just shuffled her cards, and it literally just hit me right here. It hit me right here in the hip. I swear to God. It says you are the hips. So it's like Aries is in the sky. You have Jupiter in Aries. You got the moon in Leo, the sun in Leo, Mercury in Leo, and Sag rising. You are the trine, okay? You're the grand trine. So this looks like tremendously rapid, fast movement for all fire signs involved, especially around 5 degrees, anything from 0 to 10 degrees. Anything in the fire, anything in Leo from 0 to 10 degrees, you can expect rapid ascension, okay? 9th house, are we going up or down? We're going down. We're going down. 9th house for Sag. Sag, 9 is your house. Belief systems, long distance travels. My first thing is like, do you have a country that you want to go to for my Sag risings that you haven't been to? Do you have somewhere overseas and that you have not gone yet? Do you have a course or a mentor that you've been looking to invest in that maybe it's scary? Maybe you can't even afford it. Maybe you don't have the actual resources, okay? Taurus. I don't know what Taurus is for Sag. That would have helped me out, but I'm going to leave it alone. Maybe you think that you don't have the means to go ahead and take that course or take that travel, or you are in a belief system that having a little bit difficulty and you're staying fixated on dissolving a certain belief system. These are all things in areas that you want to check with. What are your philosophies? What are your beliefs that were formed at some point in your life that has kept you from being you, that's kept you from being explosive and expansive and ready to go ahead and dive into the more unique versions and parts of yourself? The Leo new moon, especially as we get into Lion's Gate, these are all fire energies. This is fire energy. This is you going through a whole psychological transformation right now. And it could be some of it happening in a sense in private, but most of it is happening if you take a risk on yourself. If you take a risk on, I wish I knew, it has to be 1st, second, or fifth house. You're taking a risk on your projects, yourself, and even travels and everything in the middle. A mentor, okay, a teacher, a guide. You taking a risk on these things is going to amplify your entire success, and it's going to help you to dissolve the beliefs that's been keeping you down.
And for you, I have the Knave of Pentacles, which is telling me that,
Was it in reverse?
yeah, it's reversed. So don't get carried away just because of the material resources. Like if you want to take a course and you feel like it's too expensive, if you really want to do it, just do it. Or if you have two options for your creative path and one is more expensive than the other, if the more expensive is the one that is going to fill your heart, that is going to make your belief system feel okay, that's the one that you should take. Don't get too caught up on the material resources of whatever it is that you're going through right now.
Yeah, because Sag, you're not a material person, okay? So all you need to do is believe the dream, and then the dream comes to you. All right? What's up, Halla? All you need to do is believe the dream, and the dream comes to you. It's just that simple. So who we got? Cat?
Capricorn.
Dope.
Now it's Capricorn.
I'm happy because these bugs are starting to eat me up. I'm just paranoid. You know when you get bit by one bug, and then the rest of the night is paranoid, is like paranoia? I'm like, I feel it, bro. 8th house, cat. Cat. 8th house is not the fun house for you, okay? But it could be. 8th house is a house of power, and Capricorn, you love power, all right? So Leo New Moon is giving you the courage and the boldness to start diving into more occult practices. Capricorn, as an earth sign, is like stepping away and really diving into your more, let's say, mystical intuition could be very difficult because you, like all earth signs, you need things to be more tangible. And it's like 8th house is not tangible at all, okay? It could be overly emotional. It could be very powerful, very, very taboo at the same time. And it's like, Capricorn, you're more traditional. You literally represent traditions, not necessarily taboo. So it's like, for Capricorn, what's up, Shireen? This looks like you being more bold and realizing the resources and also the data of how to use the resources. You're stepping into a place where it's like it's time to be more creative with the more magical aspect of yourself, the more hidden and psychological motivations you have to do things in the spiritual realm, in the spiritual space. But it's also about potentially investing. So if you're not in that spiritual space at all, it could be totally about investments, Capricorn. It could be about looking at how to work in the stock market, crypto, coins, currencies like that, or how do you invest in an intimate partner in a more bold and new way. This could be a marriage as well. So you have to apply it to where it fits the most for you. But ultimately, Cap, I feel like all those areas I mentioned, it's a bold new world for you.
Yeah. Sadly, I don't have good news. The card that came up was the 5 of Wands in reverse, which, I mean, even upright is like caution. There's something that could get out of control. But it came out in reverse, so there's something that's already out of control. And it came like to damage control. So I actually pulled another card to get more clarity on what is the situation that got out of control. And it was the 10 of Swords in reverse. So it's a situation that's already over. It's something that you're refusing to let go, even though its time has come. So I do remember that we had a lot of videos where we were saying that there are things that we have to let go so we can actually step into something new in this Leo season. So apparently you didn't do it. and that's why it's getting out of control, because maybe you're trying to attach to something that that's not for you anymore. So it's bringing you a lot more of sorrow, and you really need to let this go because it's already out of control, but you don't want it to get worse and worse and worse. So just be aware of the situation, whatever it is. It could be a person, it could be like feeding more money into a company that's already bleeding and that's not giving you anything in return. So just be aware that the most time that you are going that you're letting pass is going to be more harmful for you. So just let it go, close this chapter, and prepare for the next one. This is my best advice.
Yeah, you know, when I see this, look, Cap, you're like business, right? Look at this. Look at this boss, you know, overstanding and like, you know, looking down in shame almost at the employees. This is Capricorn, big boss, BDE, big dick energy, right? Um, when I hear this, eighth house, like I said, when I first got it and I realized eighth house, like, oh, you don't like being here. Because eighth house is forcing transformation, right? So you have to be bold during this time of transition. You have to be bold during this time of transition. Shift your mindset of where you've been fixated on the power that you may have lost and realize you have more power coming your way. There's a more powerful situation on the rise for you. And Cap, what I have to say to you is like the reason why you get depressed is not because you got the plan wrong. You're always like 99% on point with the plan. God, remember, you're like the of the collective signs. You're like more in the God space, right? The first four, personal. The second four in the zodiac, from Leo to Scorpio, interpersonal. The last four are like God signs. They're like collective energies. So when you get that 0.001% wrong, you didn't get it wrong. God basically stepped in and said, pew, I got something better for you. And so like that little part didn't go to your plan, but understand it's okay. Because Cap, when that happens for you, generally what's gonna come next, you're gonna become very depressed. This is a good thing for you. When you get depressed and you actually realize that you're a feminine energy, which you are, and you surrender, this is a good thing for you. If you surrender, you then become enlightened each and every time. Redirection. The enlightenment will redirect each and every time. But surrendering control is very hard for you. Look at this. Okay? So when you do that, you get through that, you're gonna win. I am so paranoid.
Come on, 2 more signs to go.
What we got?
Aquarius.
What house?
Ah,
7.
7? Oh,
Seven.
yeah, because we're going down.
7. So we did this before. I know this a little bit already before. This might not necessarily be for Aquarius rising, a romantic relationship, but it could be. Your sister's in Aquarius. So it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. A lot of times with Aquarius, it could be a friendship. You know, you are friendship, literally, right? And so as a part of that, Leo being in your sign in the 7th house, Leo always asking you to be bolder, do things bigger, do things better. This is about you valuing yourself in your romances. You value yourself in your creative projects with business partners or friends. All right, Aquarius rising. You know, Aquarius, this could be about you being part of your more unique self, which I know for a fact that Aquarius has never really revealed their unique selves. It's very hard for them. They like to stay really pretty much in the shadows. They don't like to really get involved too much. But I feel like you're being asked to get involved in all sincerity and be more bold in that involvement with others. Be more bold in how you handle your one-on-one relationships, but also your social circles. What social circles are you involved in? What is the tribe that you're involved in? And how can you be yourself? How can you contribute to the dreams and the hopes and the dreams of others, but also being not betraying yourself in a way where you're shining. You're not just doing it behind the scenes and no one else is recognizing it at all, because it hurts you somewhere at an ego level when your intelligence is not respected for as cosmic as it is. Hit the thumbs up. What you got, Eileen?
There's change coming your way. Actually, like a competitive situation, the card that I got was 5 of Swords. So you're actually feeling like you are competing for something. It could be even like competing for the love of your partner. If I don't know why this is going for me. Like it feels like you're competing for the love of your partner, literally. And it doesn't have to be against someone else. It could be against the distance, against maybe you're dating a workaholic, or like your partner is a workaholic, and that's what you feel like you're losing him to. So just understand that you need to adapt yourself to these changes, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and just say goodbye and be ready to let go, because on the end it's gonna be more damaging for you. So just understand the situation. Whatever change comes, it's for the best. Either you learn how to cope with it, or you just let it go.
Yeah, I saw Rose in the chat talking about This Capricorn is recognizing to learn astrology. Like I said, 8th house is the occult. Astrology is considered a part of it. I want to drop again the abundant reality because we're teaching astrology and magic, kind of the one and the two, the application of magic. So I want to go ahead and drop it. I did drop it, says exclusive access. That's my WhatsApp along with other links. So you can send a private message. You can ask more about it. The early bird is over August 1st. I want to make that mention one more time if nobody caught it in the beginning. The early bird for the abundant reality kickstart, where Eileen and myself are running together. All right, it will end on the early bird. That doesn't mean you can't sit there and buy more or get into it. It's just saying that it is going to end. So check that out. That's mostly for Rose in the chat. And who do we have, Eileen?
Pisces in the 6th house.
Pisces in the 6th house. So I wanted to see that again because I don't want to mess it up. Kalila, for Kalila Rose, I seen this Capricorn was getting ready to learn. I did drop the abundant reality. You'll see week 1, 2, 3, all the way up to week 8, what the itinerary looks like. So check it out. Early bird does end. It does increase by about 28%. So if you're interested in it, it's a good time. Getting ready to better connect with your guides using astrology and magic, going through the healing that maybe religion or something in your family dynamic said that you can't do astrology, you can't practice magic, going through the healing with that, learning how to apply it actively, going through the conclusions, closing doors that are really holding you back. Hit the thumbs up for anybody new. Last one today, Pisces. What we got? What house?
6.
6th house. It's the house you don't like to be in. It's your shadow house, okay? For my Pisces out there, this is your shadow house. What are the routines? Where do you need to persevere in your routines? Leo is not only just a sign of confidence, not only a sign of being bold, but it's a sign of perseverance. Leo knows how to persevere. It knows how to keep it going in the thick of everything. And so when you put it in the 6th house, Pisces, it's actually to be bold, confident, but in the ways that you persevere with the routines that you have identified will best help you be your most creative and unique self. Because Pisces, you have the ability to just think of something and it will just come true into existence, right? Just like that. The problem is those things never stay. As quick as they come is as quick as they go. And it's because you don't involve the 6th house. You don't involve your shadow, which is Virgo. You really have to worry and understand that as etheric as you are, Pisces, you are indeed, at the end of the day, here on Earth, at the end of the day. So you can bring things to pass, you can bring them into existence, but they're not going to stay if you didn't do the work that it takes and take care of your body, which is on Earth. If you don't take care of your body, sure, you can manifest a dream, but that dream will go away, because part of taking care of your body through foods, how you treat your body through foods, how you treat your body through exercise, is a part of the routine necessary to maintain and sustain what is the dream, the bigger dream, the scarier dream that is involved with you. I want everybody to type, what is your scariest dream, in the chat, no matter what your rising sign is. What is the scariest thing that you can do right now that's more involved with your creative expression, how you want to show up on the world stage? What do we have for Pisces risings?
We have the Ace of Pentacles, which is about new beginnings, new opportunities, but it came in reverse. So you need to really assess what it is that you're getting into before you do. This is the perfect season to do that, right? The new moon in Leo is actually inviting us to recharge, to understand, to organize, to plan. So check out all of your opportunities. Understand if this is something that you actually want to do, because like if you're in it because it's a passion work, then it's gonna be okay, whatever the outcome. But if it's not, it might be a project where you're just gonna get stuck, because it's in reverse, so it might not be as lucrative as you would want it to. If it's passion work, that's why I'm saying that it will be okay, because on the end of the day, you're doing this for yourself, not for actual material gain. So just assess all of the opportunities and all of the new possibilities that are opening right to you. I think this has to do with what Pernell just said about the Pisces has this power to just manifest whatever it wants, and it's flighty, right? So if you do not put the work on it, then it's gonna come quickly, but it's gonna go just as fast. So just understand that, or organize your thoughts, plan ahead, and be wary of all of these opportunities that you're having. Be a little bit more Virgo about it.
Elijah, you're funny. Wow, thing. Yo, shout out to Shireen, Haley, Hala, sorry, Miss Rose in the chat, Jasmine, Shally, everybody in here. Thank you for those thumbs up. Thank you for tagging this if you watch this on replay. All right. I would love to do a little bit more on this, but honestly, these bugs have got me. You can tell it's
illumination.
nighttime. Illumination. They came out, so it's my time to hit the road and go. Check the abundant reality. You want to tell them from your perspective what they can expect from this abundant reality kickstart?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity if you're just in this path to understanding a little bit more about yourself with astrology, about elemental magic, and how can it help you to unlock this abundant reality, whatever it is like for you. And actually just understanding what is this abundant reality for yourself, for your soul, because you might think something, but it's so human related, like it's so in this human world that is not actually what's going to benefit you. So we're going to help you to connect with your guides, with all of these energies that you have surrounding you, and they're trying to guide you, giving you messages, and maybe you're just oblivious to them right now. So we're actually doing this so you can understand these messages by yourself without needing somebody else to channel it. And do understand that it's okay to ask for help, like if you cannot do it, or even just for confirmation. I have a lot of clients that just come for confirmation, like I've been getting this message, I just want to understand if it's okay. So we're gonna help you to connect with these guides, with your own intuition too, then to heal your old wounds, understanding that with astrology and magic you're gonna find them too. Maybe it's a karmic wound, maybe it's something that you can understand by your natal chart, healing them, then applying all of this new knowledge that you have in astrology, in magic, in whatever it is that you want to do, and finally conclude. So to help you close all of those open doors that you have right now, just in case, that are actually harming you more, because it's like having one step in and one step out. So you're actually starting to do something, but coming back to
You're confusing the universe.
Yeah, you're not just focused. So
She said, F you. You're not just F you. That's what I heard. You heard the accent. You're not just F you.
so yeah, is this conclusion? Learning how to conclude your project so you can start something new, and that's four.
That's about the 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll tell you more about the Chakma, which is kind of where some of that we just realized at the end was about. She knows more about the Chakma because, mind you, she's more in the Aztec Mayan culture. Yeah, you want to tell them briefly about the Chakma?
Yeah, just to give you a little bit of light about this. Chakma is the Mayan god of water. So it actually made a lot of sense when we realized that the 4 steps were literally spelling Chak, because the water is linked directly to the healing, and the water is directly linked to the intuition. So everything that we're saying is actually being, I put the intention to be protected by this god, Chakma, the god of water in Mayan culture. So this is something that you can actually learn to expect to be learning on this course, how to give this intention, how to have these guides giving you all of the strength that it's needed for these new projects.
Thank you all. We're coming up soon. If we don't see you live in the next couple of days, it is because we got 3 days as well for ourselves to get back into Mexico. Okay. With that said, hopefully I do get to come like live again before. If it calls, it calls. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And we will be seeing you soon. Okay. By the time we get our home base back in Guadalajara, Mexico, we're gonna be a lot more, put together with the whole thing. We're gonna be able to give you the 1, 2, okie dokie. More consistent, and we're just also prepping ourselves for this abundant reality kickstart because we already have, like I said, 6 or so people in it, and so we're gonna be better managing our own energy and looking to go through these processes. Mind you, during all of this, we're also going through our own personal healing. We're going through our own personal unconscious patterns. We're going through our own, understanding of our dreams, and we're having to connect with our guides and make sure we take the time away to do what we're asking of you as well. And so this is the one thing I can always promise you, to make sure I lead with integrity and vulnerability, which means I'm going to always do my own personal work and not ask you to do something I won't do myself. I'm doing it every day, all day. So give us some patience in the next couple of days, and I want to say love.
Thank you.